Okay, recording start.
Yeah, we still got to pick a topic though.
Yeah, exactly. But I just gotta introduce everybody then.
I don't know. How are we introducing?
I don't know. Just say who you are.
Hi.
Just doesn't say who you are. Just says hi.
No, it just says hi. Yeah, I guess what are we going with real names here? What are we doing?
I mean, just go first then. That works.
No. Okay, I'm Bryce.
Okay, so Bryce, I'm Isai. And we're just gonna
Why are you
talk
talking
about
like
him.
sultry voice, man?
Sultry
Like
voice?
speak into the mic.
I
bro.
am speaking to the mic. That's how
You're like
talk
trying to like
normally.
sweet talk the mic.
You want to do like ASMR?
No, not really.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, I'm banging
But-
around on the mic.
I guess to give a little intro what we're doing here. Basically, we're going to pick a topic. Usually we're in here and we just talk about things. So we thought, why not just talk about it? Like on a...
Record it
Record it.
and put it up somewhere and see what everybody thinks.
Either one, we were like, oh, that's pretty good. Or two, like, absolute retards. Never do this again.
Yeah.
You know, it always ends up being one
I mean,
of those
it could be both. To
I
be
mean,
fair, it could be
it's
absolute
more
retards and people still want more.
two. If it's like more than 50%, you know, we'll do another one.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So we got a list of topics here. What are we doing?
So, it's the list. So, what we have here is creating the perfect trilogy sequel. That's for Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon as a whole, The Beauty of Markiplier stepping into movie making, Halo Flood horror game, Star Wars Death Trooper TV series, how to fix the DCU, how and what can a time machine do for us, and
The one really serious topic.
yeah. Oh, I mean the next one kind of is what magic items would you want in real life?
Magic items you want in real life? That's not really a serious topic. That's like a drunken bar topic.
Okay, but it's been.
I want to see what that sounds like on the recording.
It's gonna be horrible. Oh, there we go.
How could the time machine help us?
Yeah. So
Wow. Okay.
you said it was serious, so we got to start with serious.
Yeah.
I guess.
Okay. I guess. Yeah.
Okay. So I guess we can start off.
No, you go first. I have thoughts.
You have thoughts? Okay. So we know that a time machine. Basically, the definition of a time machine. Let's look that up. And then, because we get like,
I mean, the definition of time machine to go back or forward in time.
yeah, but maybe there's like something we're missing. Time machine.
Unless you want to talk about something that could encapsulate time and just hold it indefinitely.
A machine capable of transporting a person backwards or forwards in time. Okay, so we have it. And there's also
There's your Google AI answer.
Yeah. So, let's see. I mean, remember earlier we talked about the Alexander's library, right? How a bunch of knowledge was lost. And I was kind of thinking, like, if we had basically what, kind of like a door towards it, to like, hey, you can go back and read all the knowledge.
Mhm.
But the thing is, it restarts every single time somebody goes in. So no time actually moves forward.
Oh, so you have no effect on the past?
Exactly. Like,
I don't know
because of
how
the
you
effect
do
on the
that.
past, then like we could do things that maybe outcomes
Well,
we don't want.
Well, you mess up things and potential other that becomes a quantum argument, I think. That's right. I
Yeah.
have no idea. I'm talking to my ass. No, I think that's fine. The problem with time machines is that a time machine, in its very essence, either theoretically will break time or it has no effect.
Yeah.
So you're going to travel back in time and what? And do what?
Read
Can you
books.
come back?
Yeah, you can come back. Like
Really?
I said,
Because you don't have the same technology that you had when you left. So if you have to recharge, but then you have the Back to the Future issue, and you need a fuel source.
I mean, let's say hypothetically, like all of that is sorted out, right?
Okay.
Let's say, for example, in the future, hey, we made usable power that hey, we can go back in time or
crystals.
forward in time.
We doing the time splitters, time crystals.
Yeah, that thing. We have a source, right? And it's reusable.
I mean, you can do it.
No, like I was saying, the Alexander Library, you get knowledge from the past. I guess that lost knowledge, apparently, that we lost. You know what I mean?
That's not quotations. That we
I mean,
did lose it.
The reason I say that is because, like, what did we lose? You know, we don't know, but like,
I mean, we don't know, but I mean, you're talking thousands of scrolls and manuscript. I don't think we weren't at manuscripts at that point. That's me talking out my ass. But definitely scrolls and definitely sheets of like knowledge that were stored and lost in the fire. Then you have not only that, but you have what the hell is the damn It's another event where Christians burned down a library that was a pagan library.
Yeah.
I just can't remember.
It's like Crusader time, right?
No. This was... Rome is basically ending.
Yeah, I can look it up.
Rome is basically ending. It's Agora. It's the movie Agora covers it. But I can't remember the library. But yeah, so there's tensions between pagans and Christians. Christians are becoming vastly one of the more superior faith, and they have a series of issues. The pagans hold up in their temple, which has a library in it.
Mm-hmm.
It holds tons and tons of knowledge, and they are told they can leave peacefully, but the Christians get the temple and can do whatever the hell they want to it, and they basically burn all this stuff.
Okay.
I just can't.
Makes sense.
Alexandria. Yep. That's the Library of Alexandria, which is the big one you were talking about. I don't think...
Let's see. What's this one? Duchess. 1901. What else we got? We got Weimar. City of German.
I mean, it happens all the time. There's I think there's the Library of Alexander, and then there's...
Alexandria.
Well, I mean, there's like 30 Alexandrias. The guy had a one trick when he named cities.
Yeah. So, like you said, Christians burned down this pagan library.
Yeah. So, like, you could do something like that. But the problem with all that is that when you have that knowledge, what does that do? Because if you bring that knowledge forward, and then you study it here, well, now you have theologians arguing the validity of whether or not that's real, because now we have AI that makes everything seem like it's fake.
Yeah.
And some of it, a lot of it is. But, it becomes that argument then is like, okay, but how does this undermine faith? How does it not undermine faith? How does it reinforce what things people might have faith that would undermine science? You don't know.
Yeah.
There's a potential for a lot of things. Now, again, the more chaotic nature of search of truth in me would like it, because it's what we should have, and truth is truth, and that's the honest. Yes, perception is reality is a lie. Perception is not reality. Perception is perception. Reality is reality.
There you go. But, like, do you think people would, like, I don't know, let's say somebody, hey, we give you this access, we can give you 10 minutes, or let's say it's longer. Let's say you get, like, as much time as you want to go back, read wherever you want. But
why do I feel like this would end in a lot of crimes being committed
that's what I'm
on
saying.
people
Like,
in the past?
I was going to ask, do you think somebody's...
I'm going to go back and punch the queen. Why? Because I can.
Like, so we have all this knowledge.
You want to go have drinks with Marilyn Monroe? Yeah, why not?
That brings up the question, should this be, like, government-owned or, like, company?
No, government-owned is horrible. You signed up to work in the government at one point. You know how bad it is.
Yeah, but, like... But that's like, we keep thinking about these things where, like, some crazy guy's going to go back.
Oh, for context, we are both vets.
Yes.
We did not put that in.
No, we didn't. I mean,
we'll put it in the descriptor.
Yeah. Two guys that
two vets BS.
We're in an hour and something.
I mean, we're at 9 minutes. Yeah, 9 minutes.
We're in the deep
we're moving.
Yeah.
No, I feel like we're gonna have another topic.
Yeah.
We're just like we're spinning at this point. There's really nothing else to really say. I mean, yes, you run into the fallacy of it's too smart of a question that only really smart. What is the damn? Oh, it's so stupid only smart people could find it interesting. Fallacy, where it's like, we're going to sit and talk about this at endless lengths for something that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And the only people really going to care about it are people so smart that they want to break it down.
True, yeah.
But
it's just like a thought, you know? It is,
isn't it? It is an interesting thought. I mean, let's be honest here. Most people, when they hear time machine, what do they want to do? They either want to go back and fix things they did in the past.
True.
Or they want to go back and quote-unquote altruistically change the past for the betterment of humanity, not knowing what you're going to do on that. Because I hate to break it to people, if you kill Hitler, there's a lot of people like Hitler that wouldn't be shunned by his ultimate fate.
Yeah.
Now you don't have him as an example, you don't know what that's going to do to the world.
I mean, at that point, you become a martyr.
I mean, what? You wouldn't even become a martyr.
No.
You become
a martyr, you know what I mean?
Not even that.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's people in the U.S. that had sympathies with Hitler.
Yeah.
Okay, well, now you don't have the rallying cry to fight him. You think those are going away? They got shunned down and kind of suppressed. I mean, at least to the point where it's mostly gone, no matter what everybody else thinks. That is mostly gone in the world.
Mostly, yeah.
Mostly.
Unless you go to Argentina and find all the meet the government.
Go to South America, find the Nazis.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really why we went to Venezuela.
There you go, to find the hidden documents of Hitler.
To find Hitler. He's alive. We know it.
We know this. He's there somewhere. I just can't prove it. Instead, we got the president.
Oh my god. Don't you know, it's the best disguise. He's Hitler, obviously.
Of course. Yes, he had a whole, what's it called? Plastic surgery, like something
aged down somehow. Somehow he's very much the vigor of a younger man.
Yeah. He's in the, what's it called? That prison that the Chapo's into.
Supposedly. We don't know. We haven't seen him. We only saw the Dr. Disrespect cosplay he had coming into the US.
Or how he changed like 3 times throughout the whole play.
Why?
I don't know.
Maybe he kept soiling himself. I don't know.
That'd be funny.
But I feel like that would have been put into the news. If anything, they would have done that. But no, I think honestly, if you're going to talk about it, it's one of those that time machines are a great concept. I don't know if they're really useful. As useful as people think. Like, I mean, if you want to go from like an archaeological, paleontological, I think that's how I say that, sense to go back and study stuff without. But then you run into the fallacy of anything you study, you ultimately change because you've now tampered. You being there is the contamination. So it is ultimately one of those that is very.
Yeah. The question is like, let's say only one person had this time machine, didn't tell anybody, has the time machine.
It's horrible.
It's horrible. Like.
It's a horrible idea. Why? Because they're going to change everything about their life to make them richer, and you know that.
Exactly. Unless that's where we live in.
This is the Marty McFly second movie issue. Is I'm going to get the sports almanac. Why? Because I can win every bet. Although the problem there is like, is that true? What is it? There's one where they do that. Yeah. They know it's going to happen. And like a squirrel or something runs out on the field and it changes everything. I can't remember the movie.
It's like every time machine movie.
Every time machine movie does
like,
that.
Like we do something, we wouldn't change this.
Terminator is constant. I always love that. It was like, is changing the past? Yeah, like changing the future constantly. It's the second you change the past, you change the direction. So it's like, it's like, well, this is going to happen. Is it? Because
not anymore.
Not anymore. And if you go with the fourth movie, none of it mattered anyway. So
it all goes back to the same thing.
Everything goes back to the same.
But that brings in like interesting thing. Do you think like even though we change things, do you think there's like nexus points? Like, hey, whatever you do, this is gonna happen. It's just the way you get there.
I feel like that would depend on your belief on destiny, because that's a very destiny-based question. Like, do you believe that there are charted points throughout time that will happen? If not, well then. Time machines are useless because what are you really going to change? Everything's in flux. Well, honestly, if you don't believe in destiny, time machine's great because you can change everything because nothing's set in stone. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're somebody who believes that there is a destined path, God's plan, destined path, whatever you want to say, if you believe that, then ultimately none of it is going to change because you're ultimately going to just change how it happened, not that it happened, which goes back to the time machine movie fallacy where he goes back to save his wife.
But like,
and she's dying anyway because she's supposed to die for him to build the machine.
Oh yeah. But then that's the same thing they did. I don't know if you ever watched the Flash movie. Really bad movie, but they do the exact same thing.
But that's the point of Flash, because the Flash movie is just Flashpoint, which I have seen and know enough about the story. I haven't read the comic, but it's like, okay, Batman's gonna happen. Okay, but how does Batman? Does Bruce die, or does his parents die? Yeah. And if Bruce dies, what does that do to the world? If Barry Allen is not the Flash, what does that do to the world? What was it, like Superman happens and then he's like kept underground. Now it's Skinny Superman.
Yeah, Skinny Superman. So weird. Communist Superman.
No, that's Red Son. That's a different arc. It's a completely different arc. We can have a conversation on comics another day. Or later, apparently.
I mean, we're 15 minutes in.
We're 15 minutes in. We could always change topic. You don't know.
We got 15 minutes. I think we can go 30. And if we get to a point where like, hey, We got to the point.
We've burned the topic.
We lose spin again.
I don't know. I feel like we burned the topic though. Unless you have any other questions.
I mean, I keep asking questions. We can go on for days. But
I can keep spinning bullshit until the end of time. So
exactly. I mean, that's how our conversations goes. I'll ask a question. You'd be like, "Well, this and this." I'm like, "Interesting." Well, that brings another question that I have.
Yeah, you don't want my questions. They're dicks.
What do you mean, like? Give me one.
Give you one.
One question.
On topic.
On topic.
Okay, on topic. All right. So if a time machine exists, why would there not be a catastrophic conflict to possess that time? It would be the new nuclear weapon.
It would, because it'd be like, oh well, I can just kill the guy.
Because you think about it. So like we used Nazi as a talking point earlier. So if you have neo-Nazis that feel like Hitler was right, not just neo-Nazis that they have the racism and they just follow the idea. No. Like you have true Hitler fanboy. I got to go back and save Hitler. Now he goes back. Not only does he change and save Hitler, now he can bring him to another point.
Yeah, because he knows.
So you've introduced a weapon into the arsenal of the world.
I mean, I think at that point it just comes down to who goes to the past. You know what I mean?
Okay, but then it's a vetting process.
Yeah, like
who controls the vetting?
Exactly. Okay, this
is the voting debacle.
That's why I was bringing back the point. Like, let's say it's like the guy who created the super serum in Captain America.
Yeah.
Like he's the only guy who can make it.
Yeah.
So do you think?
And he did it for altruistic purposes, not to make a weapon. He wanted to make a defensive. Well, he wanted to make a weapon, but a defensive weapon, not an offensive weapon. Yeah. But again, that comes down to this is the fallacy. So in all of this comes down to how do you imagine humanity? Because if you imagine humanity as altruistic and kind and peaceful, well, then it's a great idea.
Yeah.
If you view people as flawed and cynical and selfish, typically at the core, I'm not saying everyone, I'm saying typically at the core, if you hold this belief, you believe that people have these, that is their natural state, they overcome that, and that's what makes a good person. And people that don't overcome that, that's what makes a bad person, whereas everybody else assumes that everybody's altruistic, and then they choose to be bad, or they are created bad. I mean, there's several different arguments in there, but it comes down to that, is do you believe the people making the decision on who goes, or the person that goes is good or bad, inherently?
Yeah.
And then you've added the temptation of, now you can change time. Supposedly.
Because, like, at that point...
Supposedly.
Yeah. To that point, even you bring somebody back there, like, it's their choice at that point.
Yeah.
I think that comes down to the question, like you're saying, how do we believe humanity is good at its core?
Yeah.
Or
the other question here is like, okay, so let's say you let's use the save a loved one, right?
Yeah.
Well, you want to go back and save a loved one, but you're a changed person now. Technically, you're a strength. Well, because you're different. You've had all the different trials and tribulations. They weren't there for that. You basically, in their brain, you may look the same, but you're a completely different person. Because you could also look entirely different. I mean, think about 5 years. What they could do to somebody? You could blow up, shrink down, get jacked, become haggard, and look like the Crypt Keeper. I mean, like, I hope you don't look like that 5 years. That's a rough 5 years if you look like the Crypt Keeper. And how are you making a time machine and looking like the Crypt Keeper?
That's what a time machine does.
It's a lot of them. It drains your life force slowly. That's the price.
Well, imagine like you're messing with the time machine, and then you're like, "Oh, I figured it out." You actually touch it, and all of a sudden you age 5 years instead of like.
So it's like the Dorian Gray picture.
Yeah, exactly. Like you did a Benjamin Button, but just backwards. You know.
Just die really fast.
Exactly.
Just. Oh, what was that? Oh, that would be Last Crusade. You drank from the wrong cup.
Exactly.
You drank from the wrong cup and you explode. Age into a skeleton and explode. I don't know. I feel like, unless you want to get to a technical thing, I feel like there's nothing left to really talk about on this one.
Do you think? Okay, how about what if it was limited? Let's say time machine. Okay. Hey, you can only go back a day, 1 day.
What the fuck's the point?
Well, okay, think about this. So let's say something really bad, or something you could have changed happens in that day, right? You want to go back and restart it.
It's like the cheater's choice?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
What?
It's like the save point sort of
like,
thing.
Hey, man, you know you shouldn't have done that, but you can go back and fix it.
Yeah, exactly.
But then you have the problem, it's like, are you going back into your past body? Or are you going back as an observer, a third party?
To change it? I think you go back and I think it's like you get set back to that point of, like, I guess, a day.
Well, that's different from a time machine. Then that's a rewinding of time, not a time machine. Because a time machine would just transport you to the past.
But then, the third observer, and then you can get to the ability of, like...
at that point, you're just barging into yourself and beating the shit out of yourself so that you don't do something.
That'd be funny.
While funny. Then you're just going to be... then you're just going to be bullied by your future self constantly throughout life.
No, don't do that.
While a useful tool, and I probably would use it a couple of times in my life, but...
Like, for example, for me, I'd be like, hey, don't talk to that person.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. But, of course, I think me knowing me, I'd be like, I'm still going to do it.
Don't do that thing. Why? Don't do it.
Don't do it.
But why? I don't need to tell you why. I'm telling you, just don't. I'm you.
Yeah.
From then, I can tell you the results of that. Don't do it.
Yeah.
No, I think it's one of those that I mean, yeah, you can do that, but it's... But the other problem that you have there is, like, you go back a day. Mm-hmm. Do you really see the results of, like, a decision one day into the future? Usually, like, years down the line. Like,
yeah. But I think, like...
I mean, so it's like, okay, so let me contextualize this because I'm married, right?
Yeah.
If I make a comment to my wife that she hates and we get in a massive argument, is that better or worse down the road? Now, if I go back and I don't do it, I still have that thought.
Yeah.
And she doesn't know that, and we never talk about it because I keep going back to stop that conversation versus having the conversation and moving forward. And then you can decide
would
later,
that make your relationship stronger?
Does it make it stronger or worse? Like me and my wife, we argue all the time.
Yeah.
But we always come back, we explain our points again, and then we go like, okay, this is... Even if we don't agree, because a lot of times we talk around each other on the same points, so it's just like... Yes, but this. Yes, but I'm considering it this way. I agree with you, but I'm considering it this way.
Yeah.
It's like, versus like, no, we vehemently disagree, but at least we know where each other stands.
And that should make it better.
Yeah, well, it could be better because it goes, or, so like, let's say you're an addict. Mm-hmm. You never talk about it. You never get caught because now you can go back. You can stop you ever getting caught. Yeah. Assuming you have moments of clarity after to do that.
Yeah.
But you never get clean. You're slowly killing yourself. In one way or another, you're slowly killing yourself.
Without knowing. Well, without anybody else knowing.
Without anybody else knowing, and now you can't get help.
Because you have that.
And the addict brain is going to go, I don't want to get caught.
True. So, at the end of the day, the only thing good a time machine would do is educational purposes, is what I'm getting.
The only one I could find would be educational study purposes, and even that I would refer to the paradox of the second you study something, you change it. Automatically, that is a paradox that is true. It is impossible to study something without changing the results, because you inherently being there changes the results.
That makes sense, because when people study certain animals, they're like, tag
if you go to an environment, it's like, I'm going to go, but I have to have the least amount of footprint. It's like, okay, but you being there is already a footprint.
Yeah.
You're studying something. This would be the dinosaur argument. It's like, if you go back and study dinosaurs, that's great. You're still changing the environment. Mm-hmm. You don't know the cause. So, like, if I go back, I sit there. Now I have my germs that I brought from the future. They're now there to breed, germinate. What is that going to do? Am I going to cause a biological outbreak that would wipe out a subsect of species or the planet, because now it can't be controlled. It's just going to spread like wildfire.
Yeah.
Or does me coming back just simply like it'd be like the butterfly effect? Like I break a branch, and who knows what the hell that would cause?
A branch did something.
Yeah, you don't know.
A bird is supposed to land on that branch.
Bird is supposed to land on that branch, and then he doesn't. That kind of comes into the destiny argument. I don't know, paradoxes like this. It's like questions like this will drive you insane. You will work in circles and never get a result because you can't.
So I guess at that point it just becomes testing it, testing the theory. Will it change?
Holy crap! We've only been here like a half hour.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
It's great.
Okay, that clock's bad. I was like, wait a minute.
I'm right, the time change.
Time change.
The time change.
Another stupid thing we could talk about.
Yeah, time change. Too.
It's a waste of time. It's not real.
I mean, isn't that the whole thing of like the
There we go. We can try that. Okay. That's actually time. It's time related. Let's spin off on that.
Okay, you can go.
I mean, it's a waste of time. It's like, okay, you can make an argument, but literally, why was this done? This is done for supposedly farming.
Yeah.
A farmer doesn't give a crap about the time of day. They give a crap on when the sun's up and when they need to get up to have enough time to do it. They don't give a crap if the timetable changes. Their base of time is probably going to be more, when is the sun up? The only thing they're going to use for a timetable, when does the market open so I can go sell my crap?
Now, watch this. You get the time machine, you go
dear
back.
God. You punch Benjamin Franklin in the dick and tell him,
Benjamin
fuck
Franklin,
you.
No.
Go fuck yourself.
Don't do the time
Do
change.
not do this to us.
But now, look, now that brings back, you did something inherently you thought was good, right?
Yeah.
Now, what do you think that would cause?
What does that do to this?
Yeah.
What does that do to, like, calendars and dates?
No, but the thing is, because he went in the past, told Benjamin Franklin, don't do this. Now, Benjamin Franklin...
He's going to be obsessed about the future.
Time. Yeah.
Now he's going to be obsessed about time. You're going to turn him into, like, a... Maybe that's why Newton got obsessed and becomes a physicist. That's what we really learn, is that all these people from the past that were, like, great idealists, they just got, like, a visit from somebody in the future and they got obsessed about that one thing.
Or do you think that's the paradox? Like, oh, you're the apple guy. Apple guy. Guy leaves. He's like, apples, you know?
The only thing I would like... And again, but this goes back to, like... I'm sure there's some idiot out there that'll say this is, like, the British. But, like... The only thing I would think would be useful would be going back, taking things, and bringing it forward. That you know are going to be destroyed. That you know are going to cease to exist.
So the moment of before it gets
destroyed. Like if you want to say Alexander's library, like you go back the second that library burns, and you get as much as you can.
Yeah.
And you just keep doing it until you have everything.
Yeah.
And then you're like, we saved everything. Great. But now we don't have... What about the research that happened because that happened? So like... I guess COVID's about the best example I could give, and I hate giving it as it unplugs the whole bit. But, like, say you have an outbreak.
Yeah.
And now there's a bunch of research to stem that outbreak.
Yeah.
Well, if you go back and you stop the outbreak,
there's no
that research is not there. And as anybody who studies sciences will tell you, if you study one thing, you can study multiple things. So I could be going for this, and all of a sudden discover a huge key to another problem.
True.
So, like cancer, like we could be studying how to cure cancer. Oh, hey, we figured out how to cure this disease, but we didn't cure cancer, but we cured this disease.
On the way to cancer.
Yeah, so what are the secondary, the tertiary, the follow-on effects of you doing that one thing?
So, okay.
Now, again, what I would say is if you did go back and something like the Library of Alexandria saved all that, you'd have to bring it far enough into the future.
What would it affect?
Where would it affect? So, like, if you go like, okay, now we bring it to this point in time. Do I think that's really going to disrupt the course of history? Not really.
So, for example, let's say Alexander destroyed a few years in the future. They're like, man, I really wish what would happen. People start studying this. Mm-hmm. And then they get to the point where, like, man, we could really use the knowledge right about now. Yeah. Boom, right there? Or is it like...
No, I feel like you'd have to take it to a point where it's like, it's not going to affect anything. It would simply... But again, it's like, it's impossible.
Yeah.
Because the second you have that knowledge, you've automatically changed the course of the conversation. You've automatically changed the course of the future. Now, again, I don't really give a fuck about the future. I give a fuck about the past. Because the past is what led us to this point.
Yeah. So you're fine with fucking with the future, just not the past.
Yeah, screw the future. Future's in flux constantly anyways.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not a destiny believer. I am not somebody who believes there's a planned course for history. I believe everything is in flux. And I'd much rather keep the past, which has already put us here, preserved. But again, that's probably just because I'm a historian.
Yeah.
A minor historian. Minor.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, I feel like I am somebody that prefers to preserve the past and let the future be what it may. But you need the past to chart the future. Now, the advantage of going back and bringing stuff forward is that you have more information to now chart the future.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean.
But if you go back and you save it and like you just go like, I'm going to go back in time, save that stuff, bring it out of the burning building and just throw it at the feet of everybody.
That wouldn't do anything.
It's not gonna do anything. Well, actually, it might do a lot because now nobody's gonna try and recreate those pieces. We're not gonna have those. Now, those are solved issues, or those are pieces that are gonna influence other art. They're
gonna bring a whole new thing where, like, hey, since we solved the current problem, you can now worry about other problems that could do good. Or do you think that's just...
They could also do bad.
Is what I'm saying. Like, how do you... Like, for example, we bring back the library. Let's say the library has some sort of medicinal herb that was lost to time, and all of a sudden this concoction does something. Like
a manuscript or a piece that talks about that plant or
basically
how to use
saying
it.
This plant supposedly does this, right?
Yeah.
We get that. You found out its properties. Boom. Now certain problems are solved.
Okay.
Now, do you think because we did that now people are doing other things that could benefit, like you said, or do harm? Now, is that a good thing or a bad thing? And is that the whole, like...
But this goes into the argument of, like, I would rather bring things to the present and move forward with them than take things at the point, bring them out, like, save them in the moment so that the past will now change. I mean, it's kind of like the debacle of, like, would you save one life or 1,000?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, anybody that's decent would probably do 1,000 and say screw that one person.
Yeah.
But you're gonna run into the paradox of people going, but you still killed someone.
Yeah.
Or the argument of killing, no matter how, is murder.
Yeah.
And, like,
no matter if it's 1,000 or what.
It doesn't matter if you were saving someone or not. Say you still killed someone, so therefore you're still a murderer. It's not true. That's a bunch of bullshit. But but if you're coming at it from the perspective of, like, well, we could save lives in the past. Like, if we did this, we wouldn't have these issues. No, we'd have all new ones.
Yeah. You'd solve that issue.
You'd solve that issue. Great. Now you've introduced a whole new issue. This is my problem with, like, medicine. It's like, we're going to cure cancer. Great. What are you opening the door to next?
Yeah.
At least that one we know.
True.
It's the better the devil you know argument. Which is why I'm like, I would rather the past stay the way it is.
Yeah.
Bring shit to the present, and then we can move forward going into the future, which is always an unknown.
The
only known in the future is that everybody's going to die.
True, yeah.
And the world will eventually end in
unless we find something that from the past.
What is it? 3 billion years or something.
Yeah,
the sun's supposed to
explode.
It absorbs the earth and no longer.
I thought it goes supernova.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
There's theories like it'll grow and eat the earth. Others it'll collapse in and blow out and destroy it. I'm personally of the opinion it won't matter. We'll be off the planet at that point because there's no way you're telling me, hey, the sun's become a real problem. Yeah, we're all just gonna still live here.
Yeah. Where else are we gonna go?
Life finds a way.
Get space travel. We're gonna have McDonald's on Mars.
Goddamn straight. A bunch of tubbies floating around.
Gonna have like the super Walmart, the parking lots on Mars.
The Walmart trolls exist everywhere.
God. But that'd be pretty cool.
And anybody that argues that point that Walmart is not full of trolls, go to a Walmart and tell me that.
Yeah. I don't know if I want that. You know, like, people always say, oh, the future's so bright, you know, we're going to have this by this year. And I always think, like, oh, it's going to happen, but not in the way you think.
The timetable is always the issue I have with statements like, we're going to have this by 2028.
Yeah.
Or we're going to have the flying cars argument from the past. Like, we're going to have flying cars by 2030.
Oh, was it 2030 or 2020?
Theoretically, I think it was 2010 was the original time, and we just kind of pushed it back because we realized.
I make a lot of money from oil.
I mean, think about the old. Yeah, oh god, yes. That's a politics issue.
Yeah.
It's like, oh well, but we did this. It's like you're talking about interrupting a lot of money flow.
Mm-hmm. Or how, like, the guy mysteriously who made a car from water, powered by water, mysteriously suicided him. You know, killed himself.
There's algae fuel sources, which are a great source of diesel fuel, apparently.
Yeah.
It doesn't get funding. Why? Why do you think it doesn't get funding? Because other people make money off other things, and they don't want that research. But you're getting a conspiracy. Yeah. That's conspiracy territory. We're not doing that today.
Yeah. Time. We're doing it.
Time.
Yeah.
The issue of time. No, as a historian, I would want to preserve the past the way it is.
Yeah.
Because it leads us to the lessons we have. Because if you disrupt all of that, do we get a liberal democracy? Limited democracy, representative republic that we have?
Yeah. Or do we get something completely different? Or is the Enlightenment not a thing because it changed something. You saved all this knowledge and now they don't need to fight the church who's suppressing knowledge? Because the knowledge was always there. Then certain things weren't happening.
Or does it just shift the date down the line if the destiny point that they'll just burn it?
It happened. Like it'll happen.
It happened. It's going to happen another time anyways because it's just going to happen. It is a circular. Now the problem is this probably will never happen. Time travel probably will never exist.
Or it will never be released.
Well, if you know what, yeah, or it'll never be released.
Yeah.
Aliens real.
Yeah.
It's gonna turn into a conspiracy podcast real quick.
Yeah. Man, they're real, man. I can tell you. I know they're there.
Aliens are real, time travel's real, and frogs are gay. We all know it.
We all know this.
It is known. To give a really throwback for a decade. Wow, it's a decade since that show came out. Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the thing. Like that right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, could you go back and change bad movie making? Let's bring it down a few notches, like something simpler. Like, if you could go back, would you stop
a bad movie,
the sequel trilogy from being made?
No, because at that point that would make people hate it and then stop watching. No, but then ooh,
what does it breed?
What does it breed? Yeah, true.
What happens if you don't have that?
Then
we never get the accolade and the hours of content that people trashed on that, because I never watched the show.
Yeah.
It was more. I found more entertainment value in watching people crash and burn out on the show than ever watching the show.
Well, like I said, it's also opinionated of what's bad. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people thought the prequels were bad for Star Wars. Okay,
the dialogue for the prequels are bad, but
yes.
the prequels are all right.
Yeah, they're all right. That's the key word, all right. But because we got that, we can appreciate what's good and what's like, okay, this is just utter trash.
But yeah, I mean that's like the reason I say it would not matter is because there are always people that want to subvert and destroy or tear down. The prime example of that, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, Lord
of the Rings, masterpiece. You don't like them, but masterpieces.
Yeah. I get it.
Shame him in
the comments. Wait.
But anyways, no.
We'll get back to that.
Lord of the Rings are masterpieces of writing.
Yeah.
The remake, for God's sake, not the remake. The original trilogy, the core trilogy for that, is phenomenal adaptation. Completely destroys elements of the book, but still a phenomenal adaptation.
Yeah.
The Hobbit starts great, because honestly, the first movie, the first half of the first movie, really fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Second half gets weird, but that's Del Toro aspects in there, which is still gross and kind of cool.
Yeah.
But then we go into the second and the third movie of that, and it's like one. If you were going to break it into parts, it should have only been 2 parts, because like you were lined up to just go, okay, let's get the forest, let's get through the forest, let's get the smog, and then we have dwarf elf romance mixed in for some reason when we barely know any of the characters. Like, if you go to the book, you barely talk about any of the characters in the elf village other than the king.
Yeah.
Now you get some name drops, I think, here and there, and I'm pretty sure like they discuss characters, but they really don't. They don't matter. You've got the pale orc thing. That is really the thing that plagued that was the pale orc thing. Now, ultimately, I felt like it was okay at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then it got weird. and then it comes down to, okay, well, our heroes have to die by a big bad rather than just die to the chaos of war, which is the big bad, which I think is more what Tolkien was trying to go with, is that conflict is the bad thing.
Yeah.
And there's always 2 sides to a conflict. Now, ultimately, like orcs and goblins, they are evil beings, and I will fight to the death on that they're evil things. This crap where orcs are hugging their babies and like, I just want to live. No, screw that. They are horrible monsters. Drows are sadists and sex addicts. Orcs are evil. Goblins are sadistic fucks.
Now you're proving my point why Lord of the Rings is bad.
Fuck you.
See, now you're proving my point.
I'm proving. Only thing I'm proving is that Rings of Power is horrible, and The Hobbit is after the first one, a trash visualization of the book. But, because I mean, you think about it, it's like, what does everybody remember from that trilogy? They remember the first movie, and probably the Misty Mountain song is the only thing I hear referenced from that.
Oh, yeah. You get pop culture, the memes, so...
And then you get to Rings of Power, which is just garbage. It is trash. And I'm not going to go with the girl boss or any of that. No, it's just badly written, badly acted. You destroy lore.
Mm-hmm.
I gave up on that show 1 episode before the end of the season because I just couldn't. I'm sorry. You've destroyed every aspect of it, and I just can't. And I'm not even going to get... Like, the race swaps and the dwarf lady not having beards, I don't give a crap about that. That's whatever. I don't really
That's
care.
choice. That's like...
That's art. That's artistic. There is elements to that is 100% done for a messaging point, but I'm only here for the nerd aspect of that, and the nerd aspect of that is that now, if I'm talking about time, since we got to loop back to the main topic,
loop back.
So how we got on this tangent, like if you're talking time, it's like am I going to go back and tell them they can't make the Hobbit movies? No. Am I going to go back and tell them they can't make Rings of Power? No, because it provided tons of people tons of money.
Yeah.
Mainly content creators shitting on it, but tons of people, tons of money.
Yeah.
Not the people you would have thought. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, this is... I don't know.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't have all these failures, would you have the slight turn of course that we're starting to see in films?
True. And that's another topic we'll get to.
Yeah. That's another thing. It's like, and that's the thing. Is like, if you don't have this bad,
the good is
do you get the turnaround and the fix?
Yeah.
Or does it just happen down the road because we never actually brought it up? Yeah. Again, to the addict question, is like, do you ever fix your addiction because you've never been challenged on it?
True. And that's what I'm thinking about too. Like, same thing with video games. Like, people are
video games are a prime example of that.
Like, for example, a lot more people are playing a lot more indie games compared to AAA games. Because you know why? Because it's just slop at this point. Like,
well, I mean, AAA games will always slop. People just realize it now. Anybody who played 2K sports games knows that games are slop.
But the whole point of just like that you see that these companies just don't have the same passion or the same what's the word I'm looking for, drive to make unique games. You know, now they're just like, oh, this game worked, let's do that again.
I would challenge it. I think the developers do have that passion. I think the people funding it don't. And the problem is the industry got so big and so many hands for money got involved. Now it's we need more money, not we need more games because we like games.
Exactly.
But that comes into a whole different argument. That's a whole different.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you think like the whole time thing. Like, hey, I'm gonna leave it alone because I know maybe in the future you see the future. Like, hey, great games come out of this because we let this happen. We let.
Oh no! In the moment, I would never say that.
Yeah.
In the moment, I will never say yes. Always criticize your people. Criticize your fandoms, gatekeep the hell in a good way, gatekeep, because there are good and bad ways to gatekeep. But yeah, no, always feel free to guard the things that you love. Mm-hmm. So, like, in the moment, am I going to bitch about Star Wars every time I get an opportunity because I'm a huge Star Wars fan?
Yeah.
Of the original trilogy, the prequel trilogy, the original expanded universe, and I will take the Knights of the Old Republic universe because those are actually good. And I will even throw Old Republic in there, even though it dabbles in microtransactions for, like, the cross-blade saber and crap like that. Everything Disney has touched with Star Wars, barring 2, and even that, if I could... And there's the question, is like, if I could remove Disney from the equation right now, but I had to lose everything Disney put into it, I would do it in a split second. Mm-hmm. Why? Because it would be better for the future of the fandom. This is why I'm saying, like, hardline, cut it out, retcon it all out. I will sacrifice Rogue One and Andor, even though they're good. Yeah. But no, I don't think, to be perfectly honest, going back and changing that, because no, you won't get people. Well, because think about it. Like, think about when Disney took over Star Wars. Mm-hmm. People had such hope because now we're pumping it full of money and we got all this stuff.
The production value.
The production value. Yeah, but they're going to use it as a platform to change everything that made Star Wars great. Star Trek's going through this right now. And look what happened to that. They finally took 10 years. They made enough shit that it finally happened that now we have no Star Trek in production. We're not going to have anything going forward. I'm not even a Star Trek fan. I'm the person that used to call Star Trek fans Trekkies. And I still call them Trekkies. Because they're fucking Trekkies.
Yeah.
Anybody who gives me shit for Star Wars, I will throw Trek in your face now because I can. It used to hold some weight with the prequel trilogies. Yeah, okay, cool. Your writing's better, sure. Now you've had J.J. Abrams destroy both of our universes. You've had Disney touch and destroy everything Star Wars, and you've also had Kurtzman destroy everything Star Trek.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the same thing with Tron as well. So
I haven't seen third Tron yet. So
yeah. Watch it and then we can come back.
That can be a whole other discussion. That'll be the pop culture discussion.
Yeah.
We'll just label that Ready Player One.
Yeah. Which I say that was a pretty good movie as well.
I hear both. I hear it's a good movie. I hear it's a trash movie because I think
It's based off a book, right?
It's based off a book.
Okay,
And I think a lot of people
right.
that say it's trash is like, if I'm not mistaken, the book follows a very like scientific, nerdy kind of description on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, a little more.
Whereas the movie went very flashy lights, pop culture.
Yeah.
It was full of member berries for
Yes.
everyone,
Yes.
and that's fine if you just want a popcorn flick. But if you want something more serious and more like underlying, yeah, you don't really get that with the movie.
No.
Because they don't dwell enough on the messaging to be like, okay, cool, why is corporations bad? Other than they just want to hit you with money and money and money. It's a very simplistic, dumbed down version. But I don't think it's necessarily a bad film. I think it's just a different kind of film and a very simplistic kind of film compared to the book. And I haven't read the book, so I've heard excerpts from the book, and it's very good.
Yeah.
But it was something that movie came out, and I had a chief who was telling me why he hated the movie, and that was his reason. It was like, the book is very like detail-oriented, very nerdy piece. Mm-hmm. The movie is not. The movie is member berry garbage. That was his explanation.
Yeah.
For me, I liked the movie.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I liked it.
I liked the movie. Thought it was good. But I also am the person that like saw the Abram Trek movies.
Yeah.
And liked them. Why? Because I'm a Star Wars fan and I like the flashy lights.
I like the pew pew.
I like the pew pew of flashy light. A little dumber. Now, as I grew up and I got older, do I understand why that's bad for Star Trek? Yes. Yeah. Do I understand that Star Trek is very thought process about the ideas? It's not about the action? Yeah. But it is a piece where it studies ideas, whereas Star Wars has always been like space soap opera.
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically all you can get it.
It's always been like that.
What is a space opera? I mean, I'm pretty sure it's always been called.
That's the genre.
Yeah, the genre is space opera, and so it's like, okay, yeah, it's going to be a little tropier and a little more like simplistic, but even in that, the original expanded universe books, which are like 60 of, if you're looking for content, because they are great.
Yeah.
We'll get to. Yes. Yeah. Like, are there slop? Like, Death Troopers is kind of a sloppy book in the middle that makes no sense. And
but it's cool, though.
But it's cool. Or, like, you can read, like, The Courtship of Princess Leia, which is, like, the way to destroy Han Solo. Because literally they make him a simp. And a bad one at that.
Or is it just her perspective of him?
No. This is from him.
Oh, from him. Okay.
So it splits it between his perspective and her perspective. And, like, he buys a planet. Because he wants to impress her, which he wins in a game. Like it, I don't know, man. It's you got all this shit where he kidnaps her. Like I'm not kidding. That's another topic. That's a whole other topic we can have another day. But
yeah.
All right, we're coming up on
48 minutes.
50 minutes.
50 minutes
50 minutes.
I say.
So. Do you think we've burned this enough and we're spinning into other topics because we're out of context?
I mean, it all ties back.
It all does tie back, yes. I mean, all of those things is like, yes, if you do not have that, you do not have the turnaround that potentially we're going to see with Star Trek, where it's going to sit in hibernation for a long time. Mm-hmm. They can come back and retcon the crap out, and then we'll get good Trek. And as somebody who's getting into Trek, the original show, I'm getting into Trek. The original show, which I've seen 4 episodes of now.
Yeah. It's like 100 episodes, right?
Oh, God, there's so many.
Yeah.
My dad watched Star Trek.
Okay.
He watched the movies. I don't know if he ever really sat down and watched the show, but he watched the original like movies with Kirk and Spock.
Yeah.
He liked it. I really didn't. Mm-hmm. But now as I've gotten older, I appreciate it more, and I think that's Mass Effect, which kind of bridges the two genres of Star Wars and Star Trek.
Yeah.
But it's one of those. It's like when you get the idea, it works really well.
You're like, okay, like I get that this is pretty cool. I see what they're coming from.
Right.
No, I like this show better than this show because it brings back the like, oh, I like this specific thing.
So, something I can explain with that is like, when I was a kid, I loved Episode 3, and I loved the third Lord of the Rings movie.
Yeah.
I absolutely think that the third Lord of the Rings movie is the worst of the 3. It is.
Yeah.
The CGI is horrible. But still good. It's it's the worst of those 3. But that's like saying it's the worst of the Olympics. Like it's just like, oh, you got bronze in the Olympics? Yeah. Dude, you still went to the Olympics and you placed. Yeah. And you medaled. Not only placed, you medaled.
Yeah.
Like Yeah, you didn't get gold, but you did it.
Yeah.
No, the first movie is the best in the Lord of the Rings thing. But if you're going something like Episode 3, everybody's, it's the best of the prequels. Yeah, but the biggest problem with the prequels was Lucas. I'm sorry. I'm a Star Wars fan. I love George Lucas for what he created. The man can't write. And he really can't direct, because the best movie is Episode 5. And you know why it's the best movie? He doesn't direct it.
But it gets tagged in the comments.
I don't care. 5 is the best Star Wars movie. I will fight people.
A lot of people say the third one is the best. Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the prequels?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like its pacing is too fast. You just
really?
think... I think it's just thing to thing to thing to thing to thing to thing, so we can get to the final battle.
Well, I
honestly think if you want to talk about pacing, that's a whole other discussion.
Yeah.
But if you the prequels break down like this: Episode 1, too short and made too comical, should have been more of a political drama, and you could have split it into 2 parts. It would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Episode 2, I think of the 3 is the best constructed.
Yeah. Okay.
It has the campiest lines, like I hate sand, or I killed them, all of them. To be angry is to be human. What the? The man just told you he murdered a village, and I'm not getting onto that. That's a whole Star Wars. Yeah, that's the I can change him, dumb bitch action. She's a strong woman, but she's dumb.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Isn't she the leader of her planet?
She was the queen of her planet. She's the senator of the planet. She's the leader of the resistance for the war faction. There's a whole lot of things she's the leader of. And this one guy, this is her blind spot is that dick.
Yeah. Yes.
Let's be honest here.
Yes. He can do no wrong.
He can do no wrong. You know why? Because she still tries to change him after he kills children and is told that by somebody who's like, I have seen this.
Yeah, and the fact that she's force choking her, and then
oh yeah, they're still good in him. He just tried to kill you.
Yeah, because you said.
Anyways, we're spinning. Yeah. But no, time puts things in perspective, right? So when I was a kid, I thought that was great writing. Mm-hmm. I thought it was awesome.
It was made for kids. Yeah.
Because it's made for between 9 to 14. Yeah. That's really the group that those movies are made for. And George does really good kids movies. Mm-hmm. I will say that if George was directing something that was meant for kids, that's great. And a lot of people were like, well, Star Wars is kids. I would argue the original Star Wars, which is sci-fi fantasy, is not.
Because you literally have people dying in the first few minutes.
You have people dying in the first few minutes. Nothing is undercutting itself.
Yeah.
And even the prequels don't undercut itself. Then you get to Star Wars for Disney. The second season of one of your crucial shows, you undercut your stormtroopers and make a meme canon.
Yeah. Stormtroopers can't shoot.
Stormtroopers can't shoot. Just stupid fucking meme. I'm sorry. If you adhere to that, you don't understand story plot. They're shooting at main characters. Everybody's going to miss, or your character's dying, you don't have a story.
Yeah. Or you thought it was a main character, it was a side character. And
now, I would accept if you're saying, if you're getting shot at that much, somebody would get hit.
Yeah. Not die, but hit.
Granted. Yeah. That's why, they do that, and they respond to that, because you have that in Episode 6, where Leia gets shot. And why did she get shot? For no other reason than to showcase that stormtroopers can shoot. And it was a stupid move, because it's you only did it once.
Yeah.
And you have robots. You have the perfect people to shoot at.
Yeah.
You just put them back together if they die. You can't tell me they have that. 3PO gets blasted. You don't really see who does it, although it is a stormtrooper if you know the lore. Yeah. But it's one of those. It's time puts things in perspective. So it's yes, but even that bad writing, horrible pacing, I will take that over what the sequel trilogy is. Now, I would still say the sequel trilogy needed to happen. Why? Because that fan fiction writing style crept into everywhere. And going back and changing that doesn't showcase the bad of that.
Yeah. And it would prompt people to make more.
Now, if at the time we saw that and went, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And literally okay, put in perspective here before I lead to something. Literally meaning literally fight against it figuratively and with your voice. Not go set it on fire in comments and destroy them as much as possible. Gatekeep. Do not actually go set things on fire.
Disclaimer, please do not.
Do not actually go assault people making trash. As much as it's tempting, don't do it.
Remember, it is fictional. It is not real.
It's not worth your life, man.
Yeah. Or the jail time. Or anything that comes with that.
I mean, if you do it, then it's worth the jail time. But it's not worth it if you don't do it.
Yeah.
Remember, words are not violence.
Yeah. You can say what
you say whatever the hell you want. Trash them in the
speech.
comments. And don't be an ass, but
yeah.
If you're a bully and being an asshole.
I mean, I could be like, I didn't like that.
Well, it's attack the art.
Yeah.
Always attack the art.
Not the artist.
Now, if the artist is projecting themselves in it and making that a point of their things.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I'm going to put myself in this piece. Why? Because I want to showcase my story.
What is that?
Okay, well, your story sucks, and therefore, your stories, I'm going to attack your story.
Is the Knights of Android kind of like that? No.
Knights of Ren?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the director did the same thing. But there's a video game you were telling me that that
was Spider-Man 2, where the writer changes they change the face of the actress to be the writer.
The writer, yeah.
To be the writer, and they turn her into a girl bars. Bars?
Bars.
Jesus Christ, bars. There you go. There's a joke to undercut my entire argument. A girl barge.
Go barge. Yeah, put that in a shirt. I need that in a shirt.
Right, we're coming up with first merch art.
There you go. Go barge.
Girl barge. But no.
Does she have her face on it?
You can't do that because then you're slandering somebody.
No. Like, we'll change it enough for.
You just have the background, the back shot.
No, we have the silhouette.
You have the back shot of Mary Jane with like her shock baton or whatever the hell they had for that. But I mean, she's taking out like fully trained mercenaries with like a kick to the shin and a taser,
and somebody in the intercom telling her what to do.
Well, Peter sits there and beats the crap out of like things like that. I wish the nerd in me wishes I could change.
Yeah,
but I would not want to go back and change that because then it showcases bad.
Why that's a bad thing.
This is a thing to use an example. Now the problem was for so long they drowned out the people making that point. It's like this is bad and we shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
And now we're starting to get to the point where that's going away.
Yeah. Well, that's like people are like, we don't want this trash anymore. The fact you get better production on YouTube videos is crazy than Hollywood.
But there's passion behind it.
Exactly, which makes it great.
I mean, and even with the issues of something like Star Wars, because I heard an argument for Star Wars that one really drove me nuts is that, well, we just need more Star Wars stuff. I just want more Star Wars stuff. I was like, I want more good Star Wars stuff. So at that point, that was the point we needed to throttle down as a fandom. Now, going back with a time machine or something to fix all of that, that's not going to do you any good because you don't have the bad example to go, this is a bad thing. So you could say that with like, if you go back, and again, we'll drag it back to more central focus. If you go back to like, I'm going to go back and like throttle down fascism. Great, now we don't have an example of fascism.
True, and then that just leads.
That still festers. That's still going to be there.
Yeah, somebody else will do it.
Yeah, and maybe they'll do it
worse, better,
slower.
Yeah.
Therefore, it spreads wider. Therefore, it becomes more normalized. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You never know
what changes.
What changes in the past. Therefore, you don't know how to affect the future. I don't want to change the past. I want to change the future. Disney bought Star Wars. Hate it. Stupid.
Yeah.
I want it to sit, simmer, and be cut off.
So that you would go in the past, do things to make you a billionaire. You buy Star Wars.
But what would I do with that power? Because I know every idea I have is not great.
Yeah, but that's why you hire other people who you know would have passion because you have more of a heart. You know what I mean? Not heart, but like. Well,
this was the problem with Lucas. It was like Lucas sold it. I would say he falsely got. He sold it under false pretenses. Yeah. And in all honesty, I swear that is what he did. Because he got told to his face, even in interviews, we're going to stay faithful. We're going to stay faithful. Yeah. He's like, I've given him all this stuff. And they immediately threw it out to make the Force's female shirts. And if you've not seen that picture, there you go. That is Disney's entire process. That's what It's what they've always done. And it's horrible. It's a horrible thing. To conflate that into the discussion around history and changing the past is like, okay, but if you don't have these symbols, you don't have these examples, can't refer back to them. I say the problem with the past, not that things happened, It's the present where we don't learn from the things happening, and we make them again.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It's an education on history and what it means to observe the past and go, okay, this is the issue. Why did that happen that way? And how can we avoid that in the future? Or how can we mitigate that? Or how can you maybe take an idea started with a good point and change it to be what it was intended and not the insanity it became?
Yeah.
So, like, something I always say is, like, if you look at the church in the early years, there's some good messaging. Again, I'm not religious, so I'm going to undercut a lot of people that are religious here. There's some good... Yeah, you are religious. There you go. Yeah. So, like, it's good. Now it's in a lot of bad things. In the pursuit of its goal. Yeah. We have 12-year-old boys to ask for that if you really want to get But there's a lot of other bad things. Sorry, we haven't had a good joke in a while.
Hey man, any for the popsicle, you know what I mean?
Pedophile priest jokes they're never bad. Anyway. But
I'm just saying, what would you would do for a Tootsie Pop, wouldn't you?
Jesus Christ. How many licks to get to the center?
Yeah, exactly. How many licks does it take to get to the center? Your Tootsie.
Jesus is inside. Keep licking, boy. Jesus fuck.
Oh God.
No.
Yeah. But
anyway, like, but if you do that, you don't have these people that you don't get the Protestant Reformation, which some people would probably like, some people wouldn't. I think you also don't get the Enlightenment. You don't get the classic liberal reclassification of politics. You don't get a lot of things by doing that. Mm-hmm. So would I want to go back and throttle the church so it's not as aggressive? No, because there's a lot of lessons to be learned from that. Yeah. We understand the problems with an ethnocratic, theological run state.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, these people are all this race and they're all this religion, therefore they are the superior people in this country. Okay, that's a bad thing.
Yeah. As they get revolts.
And that's anybody.
Yeah.
It's any people, it's any religion. It's a bad thing. It's not a good thing. Yeah, theocracies and ethnostates are not good.
What about Crusaders, though? That's pretty cool.
The Crusaders are cool, but I mean, let's be honest here.
They weren't good people.
Not all of them were good people. Will I say that there are? I can understand the idea. Again, that's another one. I can understand the idea. Why did the Crusaders come about? They come about as a defense of Christians in the region. Now, that might have been a flawed rationale. Maybe some of the reasons. Now, at the same point, I would say anybody that likes to argue that was like, well, there's no evidence of that. The Muslims attacking Christians. Okay, but there's evidence for it. Yeah. There's no evidence of that happening. There's stories and there's things that say, did it actually happen? We don't know. We don't know. So it's hard to go like, was it justified? I would lead to the argument more if you want to rationalize the Crusades. The Muslim countries were expanding. However, they kind of died off on their expansionist abilities at that point. Yeah. And I feel like there's a lot more you can look at the Christian faith and the kingdoms and go like, you all needed money and you needed a way to stop killing each other.
Interesting.
There's interesting points here. It's kind of undercutting your message that you're only doing this for the Christians in the region. And there's a lot more like there's some personal gain to be had on all sides.
That could never happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like it's very easy to be cynical and look at things and just go, this was bad. Okay, yeah, it was bad. Yeah. And there are a few things that you can... Was the Crusades a bad thing? The loss of life? Yes. At the way it affected the Middle East from that point going out? Probably.
I think.
I would say that the biggest problem in that region is the constant influence from outside forces. Yeah. Now, the inside forces weren't that great either, but, I mean, at least it's their issue, not my issue. Yeah. So... But that's really the thing, is that if I can go back and change things like that, would I do that? No, because there's a lot of history there that teaches us things go forward. And technologically, you would also... think about the Crusades. I'm sure... I mean, I don't know any off the top of my head, which is sad for me as a historian, and I do have a little bit of love for medieval history. I can't list technological advancements that happened during the Crusades. Now, I know they happened... I just can't think of any off the top of my head.
I think with the crossbow, I don't think that's true.
Crossbow was there before.
Before?
That was before.
Catapult was there before.
Well, yeah, because you had the catapult and then you had the trebuchet, both of which were Trebuchet might actually have been about that time. No,
Cannons?
no,
No, cannons
trebuchets were before that because cannons were not there.
Yeah.
Not that. They're not that late into the Middle Ages. Yes, there are cannons in the Middle Ages, but no, that's... No, because trebuchet came much before, because I think trebuchet is a Greek thing?
Yeah.
Pretty sure, yeah.
Thing, yeah.
So, yeah, that's...
The double, whatever.
Yeah. So that's... So, yeah, I can't think...
There's something.
Well, okay, so you don't have technological, but what about the political advances? What about international interactions, which you do learn a lot of? Well, you have the conflicts, so you have to have them.
No, because of the conflicts, we get those things.
Yeah, you get things like that, and then you get a blending of cultures, which you could argue is good or bad. I'd say at certain points are good, certain points are bad. It's there's bad to every good and good to every bad. I mean, this is the problem with you can't go back and change something without
black and white.
Nothing's black and white. You're gonna taint everything.
Yeah.
By going back and changing something drastically. So, I don't think, ultimately, if we want to round out that conversation, to say, would they be a good thing? Maybe. I feel like it would depend on their use.
Yeah.
And I feel like I don't trust humanity
with
that power. Same way as it's like, nuclear energy. It's great. Nuclear bombs. Not so much.
I'm going to go back in time and give a medieval man a hamburger and watch him die because he can't take...
Has a heart attack from how good it tastes.
Yeah. Okay, so for our conversation that we had, I think I've come up, not a solution, but my solution, I would say. We have a time machine that allows you to see, not interact. Okay. Basically, it's you're in the past, right? Mm-hmm. But you cannot interact with anything. Right?
So it's like force walking.
Force walking. Sorry.
You can go back and you go, no. The force walking came in the expanded universe. Don't start that crap with me.
What do you mean? But I have to ask her if I can use the force.
Not where I thought you were going with that. I thought you were going with like a crip walk joke.
No.
All right. That's...
It's...
Wow. Okay.
But, okay, so... You go back in time, you get to see what happens. No interactions, but you see what happens. Like you're saying, we get the idea of, hey...
To study.
Yeah. We see what happens. We can learn from our mistakes. We don't interact with anything, but we know what happens. Now we don't get like, hey, we can hide the truth. No, you can't. If everybody can see the past, there's nothing you can hide.
But the problem is that, again, that's only going to affect things now.
Exactly, which is what we want. Because you don't want nothing to affect on the past. You want everything to affect now for the future.
The problem with that is the problem of... I don't want to put this. So, like, an issue you'd have with that is people using the past to rationalize the present.
Isn't that what we want, though?
Because you want people to use the past to learn to not make mistakes, not to rationalize bad behavior now.
But I think that's
so let me put it in perspective here. You imagine if we went back. So there is a meeting that the Pope holds to call the Crusades. Yeah, we have no record of what actually happened in there. Now we have reports of what was said from the people that were there that then went and told other people. Yeah. We have no documented record of what was actually said there. Yeah. Now you have this ability. You go back, you watch it, you bring it to the present, you say it, and it was something along the lines of like, yeah, we're going to do this, we're going to go take them, we're going to have all the kings conquer it, we're going to take their gold, and we're going to suppress them. Like something complete, which would be something like if you heard this with no other than just like selfish rationale for the church. Yeah. What would that do to Christendom?
Okay, undermine it.
Completely undermine it. And what does it do to now a very tormented Middle East who now is going to use that as rationale for any bad behavior against Christians because now it's vindicated? Yeah. You see what I mean?
Yeah. But like I said, that's why I feel like this should be like general knowledge. You know what I mean? Like, sure, we can go back past, look at that one specific moment, be like, oh, they did this and this, but we have to look. I feel like we should, at least, people should be, I say people should be educated enough.
But you have to be willing to accept the chaos that's going to turn the present into.
But I feel like, I don't know, I feel like that's a good thing, not like chaotic, like that's a good thing, but I think it's a good thing that we would have the opportunity to know what actually happened.
Oh, I agree. I would love to know. I would love to know what happened in that meeting. It's a great thing, but that's because I think that's fine for me because I'm coming at it from a perspective to just know.
Yeah.
I'm not going to rationalize my bad behavior.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take that and see, Christians were evil, and I'm going to go beat Christians. And no, that's not the. But it's the same as I would not say is I wouldn't want to go back and do that with anything that hot buttoned, because it's already picked apart. It's already an issue, and that argument is really not settled. That's I think why is the issue settled? Is going back and learning, hey, did they
settle the issue? Yeah.
It's like, what happened to the whatever legion for the... I can't remember the damn thing. I think it's the 9th for the Romans that gets lost.
Yeah.
And you go back and you find out what happened. Is that really going to affect the present?
No.
Okay, no.
But it's just nice to know.
It's nice to know. That's good information.
I feel like that should be...
That's a conflict that is a part of history that's kind of fully closed, and it would just be something to add to the book.
Yeah.
Versus, hey, this still has ramifications.
Yeah.
And we're going to add more fuel to that. That's the
truth. You know what I mean?
It would be the truth.
Like you're saying, the truth. You can't hide from the truth.
This is the problem.
Yeah.
This goes back to the perception is reality, and reality is reality. Versus me, I am somebody that reality is reality. Yeah. This is the truth. Yeah. There is truth.
Yeah.
The argument I'm providing is an argument from somebody that would be a perception is reality kind of thing. It's is it better to perceive the altruism and know that there's probably a very materialistic, selfish thing? Or is it better to prove the bad and just send it into the chaos that is currently going on?
I guess, I mean...
Now, a part of me is yes, the truth is the truth.
Truth is truth.
And I'd rather know the truth.
Yeah.
Because that's how you actually heal. Again, this is the addict. You need to know, and you need to be challenged.
Yeah. No.
I don't know. I don't know if there's really a great answer for that.
I mean, I guess it's true that there's ramifications of either doing either or.
Yeah, if you do nothing or everything.
If you do nothing, well, conflict continues.
Conflict continues.
You do something, they know, but the conflict still continues.
Yeah, because what would happen in the Middle East, or in religious circles at least? What would happen if we go back to that meeting, we find out it was 100% altruistic. They really believed that these things were happening, and that they needed to go defend their people in another place. Can you really blame them? I mean, wouldn't every group of people do that? We do always do it.
Yeah.
History's proven that again and again and again. Oh, our people are being attacked somewhere. We're going to go help them.
Yeah.
Well, okay, can you really say that Christians are evil? No. And that was a big message for a long time for the Crusades in historical circles, to prove that there was no good. It was only for selfish reasons. This was only done for money and power. Mm-hmm. There is no altruism. People went on the things of altruism, but everybody committed this historical evil atrocity, as some people put it. I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah.
It is bad. The loss of life is bad, but I mean, ultimately, it's shit that was happening anyways. I mean, you just threw another name on it. I mean, let's be fair here. This is like anybody who's like, oh, we conquered another place. They conquered us. Yeah, and so did you. You did that 3 years before when you took the land the first time. And it's a snowball, and you never actually end. And it's better to just drop some of this crap. But that's a more present day.
Yeah, well, present day.
But
I think
because I think if you could do that, you could bring a contentious issue to the forefront and say, here, boom, this happened.
Yeah.
And nobody's going to get hurt for it. That'd be great.
Yeah.
You can't prove that. You can't decide that. So it's very dangerous.
Yeah.
But it's
still... Do you think, I guess I would hope to believe, to be like, hey, this is what happened. We have the evidence. I'm not here to cause any trouble. I'm here to tell you the truth. This is what happened. Now, you can choose to believe what you want to believe, but the truth is there, so now you can't deny what happened.
True, but I feel like even more so than what happened is the results. It doesn't matter whether or not it was altruistic or not. They still went, and they still did the thing.
Yeah.
And there's some very bad things that happened because of that.
Yeah.
Is that not the better message, that when you do things like this, bad things happen? And maybe we shouldn't do things like this and get involved in things that really aren't our issue. Mm-hmm. Even if we had the good reason.
It's kind of what, I think that's what my point is, to show, hey, that thing you're doing right now, it's happened in the past.
Hey, what you're saying, it's happened in the past. Yes. Maybe we should watch out what we're asking.
I feel like it'd be more it's educational. Be like, hey, this has happened. Like point by point, things have happened. This happened. Look what happened.
Yeah.
Now, do you want that to happen again? Oh, things were different now. It's happened like 3 or 5, 10, hundreds of times.
Yes, war in the Middle East is a horrible idea. It doesn't go well for anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
And the region needs to just be left alone and heal.
Yeah.
And come to its own conclusions on how to run its life. Yes.
Exactly.
Or invading Russia in winter. Bad idea. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Let's pull that out.
Just pluck that one out and throw it out there.
Yeah. But I think we should wrap this up real quick.
Yeah.
So I guess
the ultimate answer here is that what is your stance on time?
Yeah. My stance on time, like you're saying, use it to show the ramifications of what things can do.
Okay.
To be like, hey, you do this. It's happened before. Let me show you X, Y equals Z. You're doing X and Y. What's going to happen? Z. You know
right.
Now, me personally, I wouldn't go back to change things personally in my life because then I wouldn't be me. You know what I mean? Yeah,
that's kind of my thought. And I feel like I feel like that's the truth, and I wouldn't want to change that. And the problem is that if you go back and change it, you don't know who you would be. Yeah. And I want to apply that, therefore, to the world. It's like you go back and change it, you don't know what the world's going to be. It could be way worse. Yeah. It could be way better.
But you're taking a chance.
But that's a gamble.
Yeah.
And I'd rather gamble in the present on the future than go back to the past and gamble on changing the present.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that is what it is. I mean, that's fine. We got an hour and 20 minutes on this. That's not too bad.
Not too bad.
Not too bad for a first episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you want to decide? You want to decide next week's, or are we going to do that next week?
Next week's. Let's hear. Let's go back.
The next one we discuss whenever we actually record it.
Yeah, it's been.
That's gonna sound great on that.
It's awesome. Oh.
Star Wars Death Troopers TV series.
All
okay.
Right.
We have a title.
Yeah. A little better, a little more
good.
Bright.
I'll come
not bright, but
we're gonna forget that before.
We're
gonna forget that and respin and watch.
Let's spin it again.
Well, the other half of that is like depends on how the format. Do we want to do this where it's just off the cuff talking or prepared speaking?
I'll have I guess next time.
Yeah.
Either we'll do it tomorrow or whatever.
We'll record whatever, but we'll post next week.
I'll have like TV series and I'll be like, hey, these are the talking points we want to hit. And then, I'll try to keep it timed or something like that. But if you hit a rant, then we'll just keep going.
Okay.
I think it works that way.
Well, I mean, I feel like if we're gonna do that, if we do that topic, that's great. I would have laughed if we got time thinking. The other thing is that we could also just do this again next time we record. Just spin it again.
Yeah.
Because then it's off the cuff. It's just kind of what you're thinking, and I feel like that's better for just a conversation.
Yeah.
Because if you do that, then it's research, and then we're having a debate basically, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah. We're just two guys
just chilling,
shit,
just bullshitting in an office that's loud.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I'm Isai.
I'm Bryce. Toodles.
Toodles.